Good Sunday morning, everyone. Welcome to GardenStateWeather.com and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, providing superior forecasting for the northern mid-Atlantic. I'm meteorologist Robert Smith, and on this early Sunday morning, the 24th of November, 2019, we've got some rain which is moving through overnight, had about an inch in spots. I'll show you all the details coming. This is what it looks like outside right now. There are a lot of leaves on the ground, and some drains may become clogged as a result of this, and we discussed this last evening. This is the video forecast discussion for this morning on Sunday, the 24th of November, 2019. First, I want to take a look at the CoCoRaHS stations. Obviously, there's many more of these that we'll be reporting in probably during the time that we're forecasting or broadcasting this recording. But you can generally see close to an inch in spots, especially over northwestern New Jersey and back into Pennsylvania here. Southeastern Pennsylvania, we had some moderate to heavy rain with over an inch in these counties here. And of course, lesser amounts with the dry slotting as the low was developing, and a lot of lightning strikes. You can't see this on this, but we'll show you that in just a moment. Okay, latest on Doppler radar with the precipitation type. You can see all the moderate to heavy rain out here over the ocean as this low is deepening off the Jersey coast right now. And in another diagram here, first off of the southern Delaware coast here, we have a lot of lightning strikes. So this is pretty intense rainfall as this surface low, primary low, now is beginning to deepen out over the coastal waters. We've got a lot of moderate to heavy precipitation which moved through northern and central and southern New Jersey. Now it's mostly just drizzle left in spots where it's not raining. And some of the pinks here in some of the valleys here in Sussex County, and of course across portions of the Poconos here, we have some freezing precipitation. Back towards State College and Williamsport, it is snowing, and these observations are real. And we have, this is the back edge of the precipitation shield that we'll be moving through during the day. So, here we go. Shows our storm rapidly deepening off the Jersey and Long Island coastal waters this morning. We take a different look on the infrared imagery. Look at all of this lifting as dynamical cooling is happening in the mid and upper layers of the atmosphere as this storm is really rapidly intensifying off the Jersey coast. Here's our Doppler radar once again, showing the back edge coming and pivoting around in the comma head as the storm is rapidly deepening across the area. It's a perfect combination here. Again, another view of the radar shows our symmetry here in this developing coastal storm, which is providing a lot of snow over the interior portions of New England this morning. Look, it's really chilly air here. Got temperatures in the low to mid 20s here in Maine and low to mid 30s here in New York. So we've got some frozen precipitation, some freezing rain, some ice pellets and drizzle here in northwestern New Jersey. And this is the coastal front. Notice how the storm is evolving here off of the Delaware and New Jersey coastal waters. We have a double-barrel coastal front here that is pushing the moisture inland towards the south shore and east ends of Long Island. And of course, over the top of this is all the heavy precipitation across Connecticut and Massachusetts. And of course, over the interior where it's going to turn into moderate to heavy snow across this area of southern New England. And this is very absolutely fabulous to look at from a meteorological standpoint, of course. And no doubt it's chilly in northwest Jersey. We've got temperatures near or above freezing in a few spots here in High Point at 32. That's at freezing. We've also had Blue Mountain Lake, Sussex County, reporting freezing this morning. So any precipitation, even if it's light, could be in the form of some freezing, and we're finding pockets of that on Doppler radar as well as a result of these surface temperatures. Now, these are probably the coldest temperatures that we've seen this morning. We already had a low of 31 at High Point, 32 at Sandyston, and other temperatures generally in the low to the mid 30s. But right now temperatures are beginning to rise because we've got a coastal front approaching the area with a lot of warm air convection coming into the coast. So temperatures have risen from the 30s into the 40s and lower 50s right along the barrier strands from Monmouth County through Ocean and down through Atlantic County as well. The wind chills, let's take a look at that. Well, probably not much wind going on, but actually there is quite a lot of wind going on. But the temperatures right now, as they stand with the wind chill at about 7:30 this morning, again, it feels like it's in the low to mid 30s. I was out earlier this morning driving around. Not very pleasant morning to be outside. I want to take a look at the wind speeds right now, and the wind speeds are already changing. They're as the storm circulation is getting going here out over the coastal waters of the New Jersey and Long Island coastal waters. The winds have backed around to the west now, and also with the calm ahead, they're changing around into the north and northeast. So we got a lot of wind speeds that are increasing here. The wind gusts don't look too bad this morning, but they're going to ramp up, especially as the storm heads out into the coastal waters during this afternoon. Northwesterly flow is going to increase. We are already finding wind gusts increasing in southern New Jersey as the storm is beginning to deepen, and these wind gusts will increase and approach central and northern New Jersey in the next couple of hours. And taking a look at the national viewpoint this morning in the real-time temperatures here, got pockets of some warm air here in the plains states or the Rockies here, but everything else is just cold. It is really getting cold outside. And of course along the east coast with all of that rain and snow, temperatures are quite cool as well. Look at the ocean though. Look at the Atlantic Ocean, our Gulf Stream here. Very warm water, and this warm water, well, that's going to be a problem coming up this winter. There's going to be a very strong thermal gradient between storms coming in off the southern jet and polar jet, merging, amalgamating, and forming transfer and coastal storms like the one we're seeing now. And that is going to lead to increased chances of precipitation. And of course, the thermal boundary will also indicate who gets what, rain, snow, and ice, as we have isentropic lift storms like this one on the way. Look how chilly it is in central and southern Texas here, and the Gulf Coast too. It's quite chilly. We've got temperatures actually in the 30s, and that's cold for the Central Atlantic, Long Island, of course, with the rain, the snow, the ice. Down through the coastal plain, it's cold, and still through the south and deep south here, and central and southern plains here, it's cold. Even in California, it's chilly. So we've got a cold look that's coming up in this pattern going forward. Okay, once again, we're going to use the NAM model guidance. It's handling everything just perfectly as it was last evening. And here's our surface low here this morning, 992. All the moderate to heavy rain, lightning strikes here out over the ocean, a lot of isentropic lifting, and this storm is deepening rapidly. 992 millibars at 7 o'clock in the morning. That's pretty impressive. Moderate to heavy snow in central Pennsylvania. That's been modeled very well. And here comes the rest of the forecast. Notice here on central and eastern Long Island, lots of moderate to heavy rain into the Connecticut River Valley, the central and the north shore, south shore of Long Island coming up for the next hour, couple of hours or so, as the storm begins to rapidly deepen. And we're having issues once again. Okay, we're having issues, so we'll pause this for a second here. Okay, that's not working out. That's the sounding. We don't want to see that. Well, definitely on our wish list for Christmas here at Garden State Weather is going to be a brand new computer with a Windows 64-bit, Windows 10, as we're just about at rope's end here with our current system here. If we looked further into this storm, look at this impressive 983 millibar low here out of getting into the south shore and east ends of southern Connecticut here in the Cape. Look at the background precipitation. So even though precipitation is going to be light in this area as we head into the afternoon, the back edge of this could still snow as the cold air is coming rapidly in, and tight pressure gradient means the north and northwesterly flow will continue throughout the afternoon, and everything begins to dry out as this storm really just occludes and deepens out over the coastal waters. But look at this impressive amount of snowfall on the back edge of this system through Maine, interior portions of Vermont, and notice the sharp edge of the drying here and the cooler air that is also with this system on the northwest side. And that pretty much goes out, and we're left high and dry probably as we head into Tuesday, Wednesday, Thanksgiving. Well, we'll talk about that. It looks a lot better than it did in the forecast from just a couple of days ago. And again, following forecast on your weather apps beyond a couple of days in this ever-changing pattern here is going to be quite difficult because lots of things are going to change. We've got low solar activity, the lowest solar activity, the lowest amount of sunspots from the sun in the last recorded 50 years of satellite imagery, and that's changing our stratosphere and warping the polar vortex. And got warm water here. We got El Nino-like conditions out in the central and eastern Pacific, central and western Pacific. So we got a lot of things going on here in the atmosphere, and the models are not going to handle this very well beyond like a couple of days in advance. So if you're looking at your apps and wondering to yourself, 7, 10, 15 days out, what's the weather going to look like? Well, I have news for you. Don't trust that. This is the depiction of what we expect in the form of freezing precipitation total out through Tuesday, most of this occurring during today and this afternoon and evening, and then ongoing through southern New England by tonight and tomorrow morning. So watch out for slick roads in these higher terrain mountains here, especially over the Poconos, where we're expecting 0.07 of an inch of freezing rain in spots here across the mountainous areas here in the Poconos, and of course across central and southwestern Pennsylvania as well. And that's just the freezing rain. Total snowfall using a 10-to-1 ratio. Let's bring this out to 60 hours here. Again, could be a couple of inches in the higher elevations, especially over 800 to 1,000 feet. And look at these amounts here. Very impressive across Maine. We could be dealing with over a foot of snow in the higher terrain. So good skiing weather coming up for New England this year. And probably for all of this area, it's all going to fill in the next couple of months. And a lot of people that go out and ski, do winter activities. It's going to be a great season for you people out there to enjoy it. So that's it for now. Obviously, it's a day to stay home, do indoor activities, and it's just going to be a nasty day outside. But unfortunately, a lot of people have tickets for the Jets game, and it's not going to be a pretty afternoon out there. Winds are going to increase. It's not pretty. Tailgating, well, just bundle up, and of course you've got your alcohol, I'm sure, and other beverages as well. We don't want to say that got to warm up with something here. Could have hot mugs of cocoa for all I know. So we're going to watch all the activity as we go through the afternoon and evening hours, and we'll be back with you later. For GardenStateWeather.com and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, I'm meteorologist Robert Smith. You have a great Sunday morning and a great Sunday. Be careful out there.